just waiting for their candidate.
Okay. Alright, mnangoja candidate wa wapi sasa? Kwa sababu kuna NASA, kuna Hoka, kuna hata nani akona presidential candidate?
Nani?
Si wewe tu. Lakini why you suspecting yourself?
Ama DORO kuna candidate. Unaweza tuambia?
Mimi niko na candidate. Nitawaambia baadaye.
Watu wanalia sauti. Douglas tuko na sauti ama shida kwa?
Ama ni mimi awasikie.
Linda Corin from Germany. Good to see you. Asante sana. Donald Serem nakuwa nasema sauti. Haya. Ni kama imerudi. Biata good morning Nico locked before going to SDA camp meeting. Interesting topic keep it up. Asante sana. Sasa kama less anasema sauti. Haya. Asante. I think sasa mnaweza tusikia. If I'm not wrong. Kama unaweza nisikia tafadhali niambie unanisikia. If you can hear me, tafadhali sema unanisikia. Kama unisikii pia niambie unaona mdomo ikisonga lakini usikii mtu. Anyway. So Good were you dear. Uliendaje Kiamba? Mafanya ni watu wa Jubilee bwana. Mara this is the second day they are cancelling interviews.
But what happened Kiamba is what we have been telling people all along for almost 2 years. We have been telling them, but it's quite unfortunate, or it's that it has taken them too long to realize that the ground has shifted. But basically the reason is this, that the real cartels behind Jubilee's problem did it as a systematic thing to scheme and kill Jubilee from within. And the repercussions ni hiyo vitu yenye happened in Juja, now it happened in Kiamba. But the best out of it is that we have learned from what happened in Jubilee. And we have decided to move forward and to move into the future. And our future is UDA. And it's a party for the people. It's a party that actually, what I saw in Kiamba is that the real people of Kiamba were the ones who are organizing themselves and preparing for that election. Not like other areas or other political parties where political mercenaries from outside come to dictate what the people of certain areas are supposed to do. So it's a party that has already been accepted. It is on a massive registration drive, and very soon it will come out and be able to highlight one of so many issues that they would like to cover during the election. But again, to our competitors, there's a new generation that is coming up. And this generation is yearning for that political space. And one thing that actually also came out from Kiamba is that young people are ready to occupy that space. But if you decide to lock the door, young people will use the window. So it's going to be that way. And 2022 is going to be a key litmus test to the old guards in this country. Because young people are ready. They are ready to occupy the space. They are ready to fight for that space. And we are ready to take up the leadership of this country.
Haya, kabla turudi kwa space. Joel Arama, Chairman Diaspora Edition. Jambo. I can see you are lonely today. What's going on? Habari yake ya huko. Okay. Asanteni sana kwa maombi by the way. Watu wa diaspora kumbe wanapenda sisi. Asa Dora ameniletea hapa Raibina.
Energizer.
Sasa lazima tupone by fire by thunder. Okay, so what's the state of the nation, sir? I'm sure you really follow keenly what's happening in the country, and I'm sure you'd have an opinion on the state of the nation. Okay. So analipa mtu mwenye baada anaishi ama ni marehemu? Uh-huh. Ujasema vizuri, sema ivat. Sasa chairman, watu wanasema wakusikia. So wacha nitoroke kidogo kwako, just a minute, alafu nirudi za zile technician anafix sauti yako. Haya. Acha turudi kwa Doro. Doro. I think we get back to you take us again to what you're doing, and also you're doing some good work in Kenya. QCC.
Oh, yes. Thank you for noticing that. In Kenya, there are actually two projects that are very dear to me. And the first one is Teleafia. I don't know if you know about it.
Teleafia. Ni wewe pia?
Yeah, I'm a co-founder. Yeah, I have a partner on that. So we have Teleafia, and if you're there watching and you have not downloaded Teleafia, please go ahead and do that, because it's the closest app that it's the closest way for you to be in touch with your doctors around.
What is Teleafia?
Teleafia is an app where you can actually, it's just like your M-Pesa. I try to tell people to look at it like an M-Pesa account. When you have it, if you have any health issues, you can contact your doctor directly on your phone, and they'll be able to help you. You don't have to necessarily get up and go to the hospital. You don't have to necessarily get up and go to the hospital, especially saizi vile tuko na COVID mingi, unaweza saidika kutoka kwa simu. So unaweza kuwa maybe na temperature or just a certain infection that can be handled over the phone. So you just get on your app, follow instructions, and you will get help. And it's in various counties right now. Our main office is in Kitengela. We do have a lab there, and the main office is active. So if you have any questions, you can just send a message on teleafia.com. We have a email communication, and we can answer your questions. We also have a Facebook group. And then the other thing that I do is 254QCC. 254QCC is a platform for comedians. A lot of people try to compare us with Churchill, but no, we are not Churchill's show. Churchill is the father of comedy. Rather, he's the king of comedy right now in this country. And whoever comes behind him really needs to learn and follow some steps and guidance from him. So I'm here to tell you clearly that yes, we have 254QCC. It's quarantine comedy club. We started it when Corona was mbaya and we were on lockdown. And that was to keep comedians active so that they can continue earning, kwa sababu hawakuwa na crowds. So we do it online on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. We are also on Jalango TV for those who want to follow us. So follow us on 254QCC on all platforms, including Twitter, and you will be entertained. So this has really kept the youth working, and I hope the people who have watched what we are doing out there are blessed and will be touched enough to join us, so that we can continue keeping the youth engaged. Because when you're idle, then it's easy for you to get in trouble. So wale wenye mnatufuata, tafadhali endeleeni and invite others. And we are also looking for sponsors. If you're sponsors out there, this is a very good platform to help hawa wasanii waendelee ku earn and hopefully the government will join us too.
Sure.
Yes.
The government is a bit busy though. But they have been, because COVID has been here for 2 years.
Yes.
And these guys, I mean, there's nothing they've done. And you're even doing more than the government. Have you tried to talk to these people?
The government, but you're contradicting yourself. You just say the government is busy, so that means they're doing
busy
something.
doing other things.
Yeah?
Busy doing other things.
I'm going to excuse myself from that kind of thinking. But yes, government, if you're out there watching me, please join us. Let's help the youth. It's a very good program. Gava, you're Kenyan. You should know who the government is. Of course, we have our president, Uhuru Kenyatta. We have our vice president, Mr. William Ruto. We also have, I'm trying to go down the chain. Who's the next? Oh, we have Mr. Fred Matiang'i doing a very good job out there. And so that's government. And na wengineo, wengi, wako wengi sana.
So you've tried to talk to this government?
Huh?
Have you tried to talk to this government?
I'm in touch with the government
What are they
on and
saying?
off. Huh?
What are they saying about doing what you're doing? Like doing something for the youth, giving an opportunity to young people to earn money.
They see. They see.
They see.
Yeah.
That's all they do. That's all they do.
Unataka niharibu nisipate kusaidiwa. Yeah, they see. They know what's going on.
They see.
Yeah.
We all see. So, Doro.
Yes.
Okay, sawa. So, Doro amesema QCC quarantine comedy. Quarantine
Club.
comedy club. Online you can support them. Unaweza pale uende watch uangalia kwamba vijana ambao wana talanta wanaweza pia kuchangia teleafya pia. Amesema nafasi ya kuweza kuongea na daktari wako. Enda pale kwa Play Store, I think Play Store, it's an app. Tafuta teleafya. Haya. Nini ingine?
Tuko nini saizi inaitwaje App Store ya Facebook. Yeah, we were not there before, but now you can download on iPhone too.
Okay. Okay. Good to see you. The guys on YouTube, David Akero, good to see you, my brother Atticus. Now, good to see you all the way from the UK. It's a pleasure to have you. Piri Tanu all the way from Dubai. Good to see you. It's a pleasure. The conversation is already going on there. If you're in Diaspora, you can join the conversation via the link that I provided on the comment section, but on YouTube and also on Facebook. If you're in Diaspora, you can join in the conversation. Alafu tuweza kuzungumza pamoja. If you're there, you can join in. Si kama tupata sauti ya Diaspora nilete nani? Arama.
Niko hapa
tafadhali nao rudia sasa vitu ulikuwa unasema. Pole, this people could not hear you.
Hii technology bwana inakuanga hivyo saa zingine. Mimi nilikuwa nasema I want to be a retiree of the Kenyan government. Because they will pay my retirement benefits 58 years after.
So you want to be or you don't want to be? 58 years utakuwa wapi? Si ndio tutakula hiyo pesa?
Sasa si ndio hiyo my grandkids na wengine hata mfanyikazi wa nyumbani atapata marupurupu bwana. I've never heard in the world anywhere a retirees paid their benefits 58 years after.
Okay. So when they are paying these people, they are paying them when they are alive or when they are gone?
They don't even know. Okay. They're just paying. They have no idea who they are paying to. They are just sending money to a bank. And these are not even Kenyans. These are British people still paying them. That's the worst part of it.
Okay.
Ingekuwa hata ingekuwa ni Mkenya analipa hiyo pesa untasema aisuru iko nyumbani wacha ikae. We are sending money to another government, other people outside the country, while our people are suffering.
Very sad.
Walimu hawana mshahara. Nurses na madaktari wenye wanajitolea kila siku, they are not being paid. And you are sending retirement benefits for somebody who died 40 years ago.
Sad.
That is the state of our nation. I mean, I'm not blaming and I'm saying this is not unique to Jubilee government because it has been going on for 58 years.
Okay.
So even if we take out 15 years, for 43 years we have been paying retirement benefits for nothing. Why? No head count. Ukiuliza, where they are being asked, where is this money going? Do you know who is getting the money? Nobody has an idea.
Okay.
So we are losing money for no reason.
Okay.
Yeah. So hopefully that will be fixed. Nimeona bunge wamesema they need to give a report in a few days. Hopefully they will bring the report and tell us how many people are alive.
Okay. Ngoja tuone sasa kama hata pia tunaweza anza kukula retirement benefits yetu. Unajua hii vitu ni kama inafaa hata upeo kule mapema. Kuna mtu alisema mnipe mchango yangu ya mazishi ndajipanga nikikufa. In this country also we need to ask for retirement benefits early. Unasema nikiretire I'll see what to do in my life. Anyway, so Arama, while you are away, I see also when you are away also you also grew a mustache. But anyway, that's not important.
Yes.
But when you're also away, Jubilee lost in Kiamba.
Sasa wacha hata Jared, hata wacha kwanza turudi nyuma kidogo.
Hey.
Kuna mjadala ilikuwa ya appeals court ya BBI. I was introduced to two friends. One of them, people didn't like him. Kuna mjamaa anaitwa Amishi, kila mtu alikuwa anamkataa kwa hiyo mkutano bwana. Wanasema me I'm not Amishi anymore. Martha Karua anasema we are not Amishi anymore. Alafu kuna mwingine anaitwa J-Lock. J-Lock hata sinishindwa ni nani sasa. That was a joke by the way. Nilikuwa najaribu comedy niona kama Doro anaweza niweka kwa comedy yake. That's my joke. So you know that was good. Niona leta mzee
Aluchia.
Yeah, Aluchia. Huyo mjamaa aliongea vizuri sana hata mawakili siji tunawalipa nini. These are the people we want. So coming to Kiamba, me I'm not surprised. You know, watu wanasema punda amechoka. Yeah? When people get tired, they use, and I like it. Let's use our vote to send a message. Let's make these people wake up. Sasa the next step nataka watu wafanye vizuri ni kwamba watu wote wanapigika kelele hapa sijui nini wote. Let's put them aside. Let's put in fresh people. So that they know our votes are not for granted. Maybe they will do something. Watu wanaenda sasa, unaona Gerard, sasa hizi ushuru imepanda, simu unapiga iko na 15%. Ukienda kuchukua loan iko na 20%. Unakopa pesa uko na shida, unakopa pesa ujisaidie, tena unapigwa fine. Sio ni kama fine bwana. Kila kitu sasa unajua 15% inaendelea kuongezeka everywhere. And these are things that were passed in parliament for the president to sign it into law. Sasa swali ni kwamba watu walikuwa najua hii 15% ni equal 15 cents. 15% of 10,000 is a lot of money.
Imagine.
15%. Yeah.
It's bad. And even us on the digital space, man, we're being taxed twice. We are being taxed in America and also being taxed here. By the time you're getting money, it's
Yeah, and that's why when the Ministry of Finance walikuwa nasema tujaze survey how we are sending money, nikasema mimi hiyo kitu sijazi kwa sababu I knew what they were trying to do. They are trying to start taxing us for sending support to our people. Yeah. Wanatafuta tax kila mahali. Wewe ulisikia wapi serikali? Can you imagine, Gerald? I give you an example. Wewe na familia yako nyumbani, uko na ng'ombe. Unataka kupeleka mtoto shule. Alafu wewe unauza ng'ombe ati sasa uko na pesa ya kulipa school fees, lakini unauza ng'ombe, unauzia mama ng'ombe, alafu ndio umpeleka mtoto school fees.
Na ni ng'ombe ya kukamua. Jameni.
This government inauda barabara Nairobi, inajiuzia shamba na inajilipa.
Alafu inaitwa PPP. Ndio tuambie PPP ni public private partnership. Walisema public hapo ni watu fulani.
How can it be private and public?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Public private initiative whatever. But Gerald, why would you sell your own land to yourself? And then you can't account for that money. Aya. Ukienda unaona Nurudin Haji amesema Bwana Rotich the charges were dropped. After harassing this mzee for a year and a half, ati pesa imepotea, all of a sudden hiyo pesa ionekane na hawajui mahali ilienda. So they don't have any evidence. Why did you charge him in the first place?
It's a beautiful nation, Arama. I think you can never be anywhere else apart from Kenya.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
Nitarudi kwako.
Yeah.
Wacha nirudi kwa Doro tena kidogo, ni kama kuna mambo anataka kuniambia. Doro. Microphone ya Doro iko wapi?
Okay, yeah.
Right, so Jubilee lost in Juja.
Yes.
This is a ruling party.
Yes.
And it had actually said it would win with 70%.
Okay.
It took a candidate who had 80% before before kabla hajaanza game alikuwa tayari akona 2-0
Okay.
and reduced all those and instead of giving the opponent penalties. What do you think is going on in Jubilee?
First of all, when you're an opponent of, or rather when you're representing any party in any election, you have to be confident. And Jubilee was confident they're going to win by 70%. And I'm sure UDA was very confident, and any other small party that ran. I don't know how many parties.
UDA was like a candidate who had less than 10%.
Hold on. When they went in there, they were confident with themselves. So, and that's the spirit anybody should have. Right now, lazima ujieke juu. Hata mimi ningekuwa na run, ningekuwa confident. I mean, why am I wasting my money there knowing I'm going to fail? So if I'm running, I know I'm going to win. That's the spirit I go in with. So Jubilee was right to go in with that spirit. UDA was right, and anybody else who came in. Jubilee is just a party, and there's always a winner and there's a loser in everything. I don't see what the big deal is. They lost. They lost. And UDA won. Sasa tunasema tu congratulations UDA. Tusonge mbele. Jubilee you'll win other races. Yeah. That's where that's my thinking. Yeah. We shouldn't really make it a big deal because somebody was bound to win and somebody was bound to lose, and this time Jubilee lost.
Accept that, move on. But you're in there's something that Harama has mentioned about the issues, policy issues in Kenya and how government works. And you live in probably a nation that has a working system. You don't need to know anybody in government. You don't need to to find your way to know Kupakuche, to find something in Matayo's dispensary. The healthcare sector in this country, do you think the government has done much enough? Since you're in that industry yourself.
What sector?
Healthcare.
In Kenya?
Yes.
No.
Okay. What are the answers?
The government still has a long way to go when it comes to the healthcare system. And I'm not just going to blame the government of Kenya. It's Africa in general. We should stop getting comfortable with just being the third world and be confident with our systems. Kenyans, I'll now speak for Kenyans. Kenyans, we're a very smart country. Smart as in tuko na akili, tumesoma, tumekuwa hata na president US. We've done a lot of things. So the government should be confident in itself, in delivering healthcare services the right way, because they have the people. Pay the people right. Follow all the initiatives that these private sectors and organizations are offering out there, and assist our country, because right now tuko nyuma. And I'm very disappointed with hii mambo ya inaitwa nini, hizi sindano zetu, vaccinations. Yeah, I was listening yesterday to some interview, and the thing is, the African countries, and I believe Kenya is one of them, to order our vaccinations ahead of time. But because we are Kenya, tumewekwa tu nyuma. It has not been delivered the way. So it also, we have to be very confident and aggressive so that the world out there, the super world out there, can see that we know what we are doing, so that they can deliver our services timely. And tusikae tu nyuma na kutegea that we're just...
We're waiting for someone to fix our issues.
We're waiting for someone to fix our issues. We should be very proactive in fixing our own issues.
Talking about vaccines, have you heard Uganda, hundreds of people who are vaccinated with water?
Oh.
I think Kenya is in thousands.
But how do you know? How do you know?
No, it was in the news yesterday.
But the person...
And there are people who have been arrested, actually.
Okay.
Hey.
Okay.
And actually in Kenya, Mr. of Health, what's the name of that guy? Kagwe. He said there's a possibility that you guys are being vaccinated with water.
Even us.
Yes. He said it.
Hey.
Yep.
How does that make you feel?
Honestly, I didn't want to get the vaccine in the first place. That's just my personal stand. I got it because I was traveling. I already had corona, and it put me down sometime last year. So when the vaccines came out, I was really not excited about them because I had antibodies. But since I was traveling and I needed to be safe, not safe myself, for everybody else around me to be safe, singekuja hivi bila kudungwa. So I got the Johnson & Johnson shot. It's a one jab, and hopefully it wasn't water. Hopefully.
At least in America, down here, I mean, it's a possibility. But anyway, that says a lot about, when the government comes out and tells you there's a possibility that you're being injected with water. That is the government speaking.
Which government? Our government?
Yes.
Waliongea wapi?
Mutahi Kagwe came on live broadcast and told us there's a possibility that you're being injected with water.
Akasema hivyo mbele ya watu?
Yeah.
I mean, as a minister, I'm sorry, Mutai, I'm going to be not on your side here. As a CS for health, you shouldn't say that in front of people who are already vulnerable, you know. You shouldn't say that unless you're really 100% of what you're talking about. And there's a way of there's a way that stuff like information like that should be delivered to the public, not just carelessly and randomly like that, because you're so poor. Then that means unafanya wa Kenya wanna feel they're not, I want security.
Cannot be confident.
Yeah, they can be confident. And when you're talking like that, that means the lack on confidence starts from up there, from the system coming down. So kama wewe Mutai Kagwe unaogopa ama umeona hivyo, sasa sisi tufikirie nini ya watu wa chini. So some information like that should not just be coming out like that. Yeah. It should come out in a very systematic, careful way.
There's also something that happened when we started talking about vaccination. There are people who brought in, what is it called? Vaccines. There was Sputnik, and the government banned it. You know, and this is a country that we've not even vaccinated 200,000 people.
Are you sure?
Yeah, we've not. They said they're going to do 400,000.
Okay.
In the second phase. So, I mean, either way, even look at 1 million. We are 50 million Kenyans. This is a country that has not met any, even the lowest threshold of vaccinating the country, maybe to start building up immunity and even all the kind of things. Now, they banned people from importing vaccines. Do you think it should have been liberalized? Or is it out there?
That was not a smart idea, because we need every single vaccine we can get. I don't understand how informed they were to make such a decision. Personally, I don't agree with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
How is it there? Is the government only controlling vaccination, or it's liberalized?
It's. I think it's liberalized.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't have to pay, first of all, to get your vaccine. You just need to go online, and there are sites all over you. Okay. For me to get the Johnson & Johnson, that one is the harder one to get. I had to drive about 40 miles to get it. But yeah, that's the only complication we have.
Okay. I see a friend of mine here, Ken Makawa, is saying, where can we fund our research team and make a vaccine for our country? Uganda is doing it, by the way. Uganda as it is, vile iko tu inatengeneza vaccine. Sasa hapa bwana Kenya sijui itakuwa namna gani. Kalende.
Yes.
Okay.
There's another thing you said earlier. You were asking whether what the government is doing.
Yes.
Truly the government is busy.
Yes.
Yeah? Do you believe the government is busy?
I think you're better placed, but I think it's busy because I've not seen it idling.
Okay.
I think it's doing the wrong thing.
Today, actually, I just want to let you know that the government is launching the anti-malarial program for the youth in Kilifi. Actually, they are launching the youth army.
Anti-malaria.
Yeah. Okay. So it's literally today is Malaria Action Day, and the president is launching the youth army Malaria Youth Army in Kilifi.
Au ni wanajeshi wa kufanya nini? Wakupiga malaria.
Yeah, wanga kuspray and all that. So basically that's part of the Kazi Mtaani initiative. Okay. So yeah, they're busy. Also they're doing a demonstration of the
Kazi Mtaani.
Yeah.
I have an inbox from Kazi Mtaani guys. They've not been paid. I think I have the complaints here.
Wewe endelea tu kutafuta propaganda. Can I deliver at least what they're doing? Then we can look at propaganda later. So today actually they're even demonstrating, they're doing a demo with a drone technology. Ndio spray the area on mosquito breeding sites. Okay. So they've also, he's also launching one of the first malaria test kits. Amazing. Okay. It will be unveiled today. So the government is busy. Don't always just, I mean Kenya, mbona sisi huwa tunagonga government yetu? Sasa mungepewa Trump mungefanya nini?
Trump?
Sisi tulipewa Trump miaka 4.
Yeah. Mulipewa ama mulimpigia kura?
Tulipewa Trump miaka 4. That was hard. So you should appreciate what you have and work with what you have.
Okay. Now you know KHALENDE. Tafadhali appreciate the government. What it is doing.
I cannot appreciate the government. Well, actually,
kwanza kabla huja appreciate government, UDA nasikia inazama People Daily. People Daily hapa inasema hata niangalie gazeti sijui kwa inachukua wakati kuload but People Daily are saying the ownership of UDA is under contest and the DP is struggling to regain to get ownership of UDA.
Actually, if you look back,
nasikia Kuria kwanza imezama sasa ana register CCK.
But that's our politics. Okay. It has always been like that. So any time people move from one political party to go into another one, there are always such cases where party owners emerges from the dark, they grab back their party or some kind of gimmicks is played. But it's just the usual narrative to test waters and to see if they can cause confusion within the UDA. Because, as I have said, the only political organization in this country that can go head-to-head with UDA, it's ODM. Apart from those two, there are no any other formation. So these are just obstacles which are being placed in front of UDA so that it can test its structure organization. But all in all, everything will be okay.
Everything will be okay. It's okay.
Then to make a rejoinder to what my sister was talking about and what is happening in Kenya and to what our brother was also highlighting about the government of Kenya paying people some money up to now. And my issue is this. We need a revolution in this country. And when I talk about a revolution, I'm not just talking about people in the streets, military outside shooting people. No, I'm talking about a revolution where Kenyans or common mwananchi will get back their power so that they can organize themselves at the expense of the political class who have hijacked this country. Because all this mediocrity, all these issues that we are seeing around, mismanagement in government, corruption, it is because of the few elite who have grabbed power and have managed to stifle the self-organization from us, the people. And I would like us to go back and check with there's a book called Why Nation Fails. And in that book, the author tries to explain how people can get back their power. And the author goes ahead to say that even in the UK, it is because of the revolution that happened in the 1618, whereby the people got back their power and organized themselves politically to transform the country to organize itself economically. And that managed to help UK lead into UK moved into industrial revolution. So that's the same thing that needs to happen in Kenya, particularly where the people must get back their power. And I love the situation in Kenya because of our 2010 constitution. Our 2010 constitution guarantees us in Article 10 where it talks about it talks about the things, the guiding principles about how we should do and how government should be run, like public participation. That means it's taking back power to the people. So the revolution that I'm talking about will happen in 2022. It has already started happening, because what happened in Kiambaa, you could see Punda amechoka. And Kiambaa was ruled by cartels, was ruled by the few cartels, by the few dynasties within Kiambaa. But the people have managed to take back their power. Now, going forward, the debate currently that is ongoing in our political front about how we should organize ourselves economically. This debate, it has always been there. And there's another person who started this debate, that is Dambisa Moyo, through her book Age of Chaos. When she talks about liberal democracies, the economy stagnating, and Asian countries' economy growing bigger and bigger each day. So these are debates that as a people we need to have, and we need to continue having, so that we can be able to realize the prosperity that we need for our people.
Okay.
So at the end of the day, these discussions will be there. But to the issue about corona and the issue about people being injected with water in Uganda, even today, Larry Madowo is trending because he has highlighted the key issues to do with our health sector. He has said that in Kenya, up to now, 1.1% of people have been vaccinated. Larry Madowo has lost his uncle because of not being vaccinated. So these are kind of issues that their government should focus on. Because some ideas, I don't know where Jubilee comes with these ideas. Like my sister said, they are going to test how drones are going to be used in at the coast region. But the most fundamental issue here, it's about providing the basic needs for mwananchi. I will not be surprised if I see Uhuru Kenyatta the next day wanting to launch also to go to the moon. Because those are the crazy ideas that Jubilee normally come up with. Forgetting the little basic needs that are common mwananchi here in Kibera must get from the government. Yes.
Arama.
I have a quick question for him.
Okay.
Yes.
Doro has a question before.
Before.
Okay.
I have a quick question for my brother here. When you were talking about elites in the government that have hijacked the country. So you want to tell me that in UDA there are no elites?
Not that I'm saying in UDA there are no elites. I'm saying that we, the people, need to organize ourselves to take back power. How do we do that? We organize ourselves through political parties. There's already a political party. The people need to go and take part in that organized structure.
How are we, the people, organizing ourselves to take power, yet we are trying to, okay, I'm sorry here, but I have to name names. We're trying to put people who have been in government, who have either run before and failed, and then they sit down for 4 years and they resurface in the last year so that they can come and run for president again. I mean, we have people like Kalonzo, we have people like Mudavadi, we have people like, what's his name, Wetangula. And then now we have our vice president, who is in government. He is our vice president. But then he has this movement, the Hustler movement. These are people who have been together in government one way or another in a failing system. Now, Kenyans, again, we are getting together to go back and blanket them and help them, get back to power, to come and give us another 5 years. 5 years of nothing. Why are we doing this? You're talking about a revolution. That makes sense. But a revolution is not a revolution to bring the same people who have hurt us before, to bring them back, to come and continue messing the system. That's the same game we are playing. Tunacheza in one place, and nothing is going to change unless Kenya is the people just come and run this country, totally different from the people that we already have in there that have failed us. Sielewi kabisa. Hiyo ndio kitu moja sielewi kabisa.
Let's have this conversation on this basis. The same people that you're talking about are they have been in power in one way or another.
Yes.
They have been there during the Kanu regime.
And they have failed big time.
Regime.
Yeah.
They have been there in this Jubilee regime.
Yeah.
But one fundamental thing is that by being there, they have come to understand where the shoe is pinching Kenya.
No. They understand where the shoe is pinching. Every time when the elections is almost here, then they surface, and then that's when they feel the shoe. And after that, they'll disappear. If they lose, they disappear. Then they come back again after 4 years, and we're just repeating the same mistake.
Not repeating the same mistake. What I'm saying is this: through that process and through the conversation that we are having even right now, we can be able to know the people who will do the right things and the people who cannot do the right thing, because they will give us their manifesto, we will interrogate their manifesto, and we will have, because a democratic process does not start and end with an election. It's a continuous process, and that's why today Kenyans are tired with Jubilee. They cannot vote for anybody who associates himself with Jubilee.
Who says so?
Because they have interrogated Jubilee's manifesto during 2017 campaign period.
Let me tell you.
The implementation part of it, how Jubilee has messed up this country. And I'm sorry to say this, the way President Uhuru Kenyatta is unpopular is the same way other elected leaders are unpopular up to the MCA level. It is not only President Uhuru, it's just that the conversation around the whole country will just rotate around President Uhuru. But I can assure you, last week I was in Matayos. My MP is as unpopular as President Uhuru. My MCA from the ward I come from, and he's from a Jubilee, he's a Jubilee MCA. He's unpopular the same way the president is unpopular. So Kenyans have realized that a democratic process does not start and end with an election. It continues even up to the next election. So you interrogate. And the way I'm saying this is this. Tinga today is giving us what he wants to do for this country. Right Honorable Deputy President is also giving us his manifesto. Mudavadi, he has given us his manifesto. Kalonzo, I've not heard anything from him. I've not heard anything from Gideon. And I think we will hear something from also Matiang'i. But what I'm saying, so through that, we can be able to interrogate. Because every day nowadays, in the political sphere, you'll hear people asking, what is bottom up? You'll hear people asking, what is made Kenya by Kenya from Raila? Those are the conversations we need to have, so that at the end of the day, we are not told we will build 5 stadiums. We don't ask where that money will come from. What we realize is that we are borrowing heavily to the detriment of our economy. So through that conversation, we'll be able to interrogate and know the people who rightfully are supposed to lead this country.
How many manifestos have we had?
Yes, Arama.
So let me put Bwana KHALENDE on the carpet a little bit. Me, I expected to hear KHALENDE say when my dear sister Doro asked why are we recycling the same people, I expected him to say he's offering himself to be in the running, but he doesn't. So which begs the same question.
He's running for Matayos, member of the parliament.
No, he needs to go higher. Himself. I mean, he speaks so eloquently. Wanenu naenda kuwa MP, si ukuwe president bwana. Sasa hii revolution yenu ni ya kwenda wapi bwana? Yeah? I mean, let me even go back to the same point that Gerald you raised up. You have said on the news, one of the newspapers is reporting that UDA is running into trouble because the so-called owners of the party are coming back to reclaiming their party. It's the same problem we have all the time. Is we focus, and I think when we started the show, I said something. I said, and I was telling KHALENDE, I said, beware of losing the shiny object. You know, like a child, ukimletea toy, anacheza naye for 1 hour, you are lucky if he plays with the toy for 3 days, and then they throw it away and go to something else. My fear and my concern is UDA will end up being another toy. People, because when you say it's a revolution, but you are bringing the same people who have failed in the current government, including the same MPs who have failed, and you are bringing the busy, importing them to the same party. You are saying, oh, this is a new vehicle, this is a revolution, but you are bringing the same people. Sasa wewe unawezaje enda kwa country bus ati mmesema tumesafisha tumeleta watu wapi, alafu makanga ule mwenye anatukana watu na kuvua wamama nguo ndio tena unaweka hapo in charge? How can you do that? What kind of revolution is that? So we should go back to the same thing we have said. Kiamba taught you a lesson. Encourage our people to use their vote to vote in people who are going to speak for them. And the only way we are going to do it is to kick out each and every person who is in office right now. Get them out.
Everybody.
Let's people, all of them. Let's put in people who are going to champion. Kwa sababu I say it all the time. You kick even one of them out. Mutoe like half of them wasema nyinyi watu wote endeni nyumbani. The rest will like, hey, I don't want my turn to come. I need to do the people's business. Every time I get tired, even when I look some of the talk shows, instead of people talking about the issues facing the country, we are busy talking about Jubilee, Tanga, UDA, ODM, or he's getting isolated. What does it help? Mwananchi mwenye anaumia saizi, you can't go to a hospital because all the beds are occupied with COVID patients. Aya, COVID patient, you have been paying NHIF. All of a sudden, unaambiwa the NHIF is not going to cover your hospital bills because this is a pandemic. And then you end up paying a bill of a loved one over 1 million Kenya shillings, and the person has died, and the government is like, oh, by the way, you have 48 hours to bury your person. And we need you to pay the 1 million shillings before you take the body. Sasa unashangaa, si uchukue hiyo mwili basi muzike hiyo 48 hours. Why would I pay you 1 million? To me, honestly, if it comes to that, and God forbid, I'm not praying for anything to happen. If the government demands 1 million shillings from me to take my relative to go and bury, nitawaambia endeni muzike. Mimi hata sitaki kujua. I'm out. Yeah. You go bury the person because it's 48 hours. What are you going to do? You either give me the body, go bury, or you bury the person and you mwambie enda kwa kaburi akupatie hiyo 1 million. Where you can't come claim the money from me. So we are losing the debate in one way. Like Doro has highlighted, we are recycling the same problems over and over. Unaivalisha socks mpya leo, unavalisha suti ingine, kesho unaona unampatia ya leo, unaweka kiraka pande ingine, but it's the same person. Same problems. And then I can assure you, we can elect these people, and then a year down the line after election, we will be here again crying the same thing. Hii serikali inatuumiza. Because it's the same people you're putting in office. And I've said it, be aware. UDA, you have the momentum, but can you be selective? Be very selective who you are allowing to come into your party. But if you allow every talk, deep kahari, mutu amekosana, the other side, they come. And then you go to your grassroots, whatever elections for nominations, mutu akinyimwa anakimbia anaenda the other side, anaanza kupiga kelele huko kwingine kwa sababu atapata direct certificate a campaign. Then you face the same problems any other political party is facing. So one of the things should be, if you, like here, if you run in one party nomination, you cannot run and go to another party. You can be an independent, but you cannot run from here and then all of a sudden say, sasa hiyo nimetoka nimeingia hii party ingine. Hapana, ulipiga kura hapa, that's where you stay. You can't vote in one party and then the next day you go and vote in another party nominations again. You can't do that. But we don't have that system. Yeah.
Haya. Gentlemen seem to disagree. And so Mr. Arama again, Mr. Arama, the idea of a revolution is not to bring in new people. Revolutions bring in new systems, not new people. Cleveland Otieno, the lady panelist, is writing saying that these are the same people who have messed us in the past and should not be allowed near power. But we must be alive to the reality of Kenyan politics that money is key for the whole process and no one is going to invest their money to a known entity. That's why we can only hope that the DP router is genuine about his reform agenda, or we'll have these Oka folks continue continue running a mock race. Okay. Doro, I think you had something to say.
Yes, I actually have a lot to say. I'm going to repeat myself. We're actually giving these people a playground every 5 years. And we keep on recycling them. And that's a joke. It has not worked for us for my entire adult life when I could see what's going on. Okay. It has not really worked. When I look at the parties we have right now, I'm going to name them. We have Jubilee, which is a coalition. We have Tanga Tanga, we have UDA, we have ODM. Let's chambua these things. We have our president, Uhuru Kenyatta. We have Deputy President Ruto. Those are the people in power. Those are our leaders right now. So when you look at our president, he's Jubilee. When we look at Ruto, we cannot separate him from Jubilee. He is Jubilee. So that makes UDA, if that's his party, that makes UDA Jubilee. I don't know if you're getting my point. So we are one thing. Tanga Tanga, which was associated with the deputy president, that is still government, whether we like it or not. We might want to just name it differently, just for our own minds, but we are all government here. Now look at our Baba ODM. Baba shikana mkono with Uhuru. They shook hands. Now where is Baba? We have no opposition in this country. We are all government. At the end of the day, we have to look at reality. We're just one big happy party. We need to finish the government as it is right now. No, seriously. I mean, this is...
We are one big happy family.
We are one big happy family, just calling each other names. Like maybe, let's say, maybe me and you had the same dad. But we have different mothers. We are still in the same family. We share the same last name. So our last name here is government. All these people are attached to the government, whether they call themselves UDA, anything. It doesn't make sense. And it's time for us to make a change. The change needs to be new people. New people. We can still go back to that government and look at, maybe pick out 2 people who have done things, doers, people who have accomplished something.
But they are not new.
Hold on. As much as this government is messed up, let me put it that way, or rather the people that we have named here are all messed up. I'm not saying one particular person. They're all of them. All these names we're putting here, hawajatusaidia. But when you go back and uweke kwa kichungi and sieve a little bit, we do have some people that have done things and have made changes. And people like... I'll start with Kivutha Kibwana. That man is a straightforward governor who has made a lot of changes in his county. You've seen that he's working for people. So we can sieve him out. Yaneza baki kwa kichungi. We can look at Fred Matiang'i. Dr. Fred Matiang'i, he started out as an education officer. He made a difference because at that point we realized that there are some schools that can actually pass. It was just not the elite schools up there that like before. So he's made a difference in the country. He's made a difference in the security sector right now. And if you put people like those 2 together and say, let's give these 2 people a chance.
Kivutha and Matiang'i.
Kivutha and Matiang'i. Let's give them a chance to see what they can do in this country. These 2 people might change this country because they've done things and we have seen the changes. The other names we've named here, I've really not seen changes. At least we can say our sitting president and his deputy. I'm not separating those 2 people at all because Ruto is still his deputy. There are some things I've seen in Nairobi. Actually, I was being driven around and I saw the roads. People might say that, he took that over from Kibaki or what. But work is going on. So there's some changes that when he walks out, they will leave some work that has been done in Kenya. SGR is going on. Our naenda. So we're done with them. But Ruto has the mistake that Dr. Ruto made is undermining his boss. And that might not look very good for him in the next. To me, if you don't have loyalty to me at this time, how am I going to be sure that you're going to have loyalty to your people? So hiyo hapo kuna question mark. But if you put Matiang'i and Kivutha and they tell them to give us their manifesto and we tell them what we want as a people, why I'm leaning on Matiang'i, Kenyans, we are very, very entitled. Kenya tuko na vichwa ngumu. I'm not saying, nasema sisi wote.
Wholesale.
Yeah, wholesale. Sisi wote tuko na vichwa ngumu. We like getting away with things. You know, we can, if we can get away with anything, we'll do it. Look at how the roads are operating. Sioni mtu akisimama kwa stoplight ama kwa stop sign. People just go. Matatus are off the chain. I mean, it's, to me, when I come to Kenya, it takes me a week to get off the heart attack kwa barabara, because I'm just looking, I'm like, oh my God, nafunga macho. So if we have people who are doers and who are bullies, I'm not saying that in a bad way, Dr. Matiang'i, who are bullies, and tuseme nyorosha Kenya, at least mambo ya barabara tuweke vizuri, mambo ya corruption tuweke vizuri, these two people can deliver. That is if I was being given a choice. Other than that, at this rate, if you name all those people that have formed another party, the regulars like Mudavadi, Kalonzo and everybody, then I think I should run. I should come in as a woman. Women, we organize things. If you look at your home, who ran your home? Your father is the head of the home, but your mother ran business in that house. If your mother is taken out of the home, it will collapse. Your father will not know pali glasi ya mgeni iko, pali, you know.
So unaona ule mtu anaweza ikaza ni Matiang'i.
Na kama sio hao. Na kama sio hao. I mean, they have to give us a manifesto that makes sense. Okay. And we follow through. At least we give them 4 years tuone wamefanya nini. And I'm telling you, it will take at least 3 years kunyorosha hii nchi. Yeah, sisi ni wagumu. We're not easy. So after that, then we can, if it works out, then we will know they're the right people. We give them a second term. Kenya gets fixed. And then it will open way for more other leaders to come in. Okay. Instead of recycling our watu wenye wametupatia manifesto, and tunapatiwa manifesto, tunasoma, like we have nothing to do. And then nothing happens. So I don't think that's...
Then we come back the same cycle again.
Yeah. So at this point, it's either that or Kenya tukubali and elect a woman. I don't mind running, because the people that I'm seeing, I still have a Kenyan passport, so I'm eligible.
Kwanza
I'll come in and fix.
Kuna kitu inaitwa utufungue. Please untie us. Since umeanza, you are running for president, please untie us.
No, I'm saying, I mean, when you keep on, yeah, when you keep on flashing these past names that have not helped us. I'm not talking about the deputy president and Uhuru, because them, they're in power. They are running us right now. The other names that have been there, the ones that surface every 4 years, they are quiet for 4 years, they play games, then they come and they want us to pick them as president. Why? Then at that point, I feel like I should run too. I don't live in this country. I go out there, live there, alafu nakuja sasa nasema election imefika, now pick me. I think I can deliver.
Yes, you can deliver.
Yes.
Doro, sasa finally, the word Arama was saying is, finally, someone is offering themselves for presidency. And we're happy. Doro, karibu sana. And I hope hujabadilisha hiyo kitu.
Nini?
Ya Amerika.
Kubadilisha aje?
Baada kwa $1 ama umeweka ikuwe Kenya shillings.
Oh.
Unajua hiyo ukipewa noti moja ni 10,000 uko naye. So
sasa why should I come and emulate the other people who give you money?
Ndio kunaendaga hivi ndio mambo inaenda hapa.
Mimi nitakuja na facts. Mimi ni maskini.
Manifesto.
Mimi sina pesa. Mimi manifesto and things that will work. Sitakuwa na pesa.
Haya, you are right of reply Kalende kabla niende kwa Arama. Because finally Arama as a candidate.
Actually, what my sister is just talking about is it's a lesser evil principle that she's talking about. We put these people onto a scale. We look, we assess who is the lesser evil. Then we give that guy the opportunity. But to also understand some of these issues is that the people she's talking about, the Kivuta Kibwana, the Matiang'i, and the likes, is that for you to run for a political seat, more so a presidential seat in this country, you must have what it's required. You must have that political gravitas. You must have that political machinery that can be able to crisscross this country. You must have the charisma. You must have the passion and the zeal. You must sell that vision to Kenyans so that Kenyans can join you. And we have clearly seen among the people we can name, we know those people who have that and they can compete very well. And the rest of us, what we can do is this: to look at the conversation, to see the vision that they are selling to us, the idea that they are selling to us. Because you cannot come up and say that all these people are rubbish, we can have new people on board. No, we need to interrogate and see clearly who is this person that has that vision and that idea of for this country. And that is possible. But my sister and myself, we can offer ourselves for those seats, which is encouraging.
Deputy.
Na tunaweka nguvu ndani and we go for it. So, and again, she talked about the loyalty and the issue around the president and the deputy president. Loyalty is more of a two to tango. I cannot only be loyal to you, but for you, where your loyalty is somewhere else. So the way some people are asking why the deputy president seems to be not on the same page with the president, they should also ask the president the same question. Why is he not on the same page with his deputy? Then from there we can have a honest conversation as we go forward. But this thing of blaming one side and not asking question the other side is where it has placed this country where it is. Because all the time we always start on the defensive side. Because the other day, an incident happened along Mombasa Road, where some characters snatched a phone from a policeman. Immediately, what did the police force do? They started by denying. They said it was a Photoshop. So you can just see the bottom of our problem. Every time there's a problem, we start pointing fingers or we go on the defensive side. Instead of leaders being able to think through the solution and offer direction, they start pointing fingers. If you ask somebody, why is it that the government is not functioning? Somebody is going to tell you tribalism. Somebody is going to tell you corruption. If you ask him, as a leader, what have you done? If you want to kill tribalism in Kenya, it's so simple. Organize people around strong national political parties so that a Muluya like me from Bulanda village can come to UDA and start talking about issues that affect the people of Bulanda. Not to go around and positioning myself to form a political party for the people of Bulanda. I want to compete with the rest and the best of this country within UDA or within Jubilee. Instead of going to form a village political party which will have that same mentality of tribalism. If you want to kill corruption in this country, encourage, like in Singapore, the way they have done. Cabinet secretaries and senior government officials in Singapore, they don't work as politicians. They work as CEOs. So that if you influence a policy that will bring economic prosperity to the country for a certain period, you will get bonuses.
Okay.
But for us here, we have allowed senior civil servants and cabinet secretary to think like crooks, to think like cartels. So that's why we end up having this corruption issue coming up again and again. So we need to introduce that competitiveness. We need to introduce merit to be a qualification, not the person that you know. We need to give the young people a sense of belonging in this country so that young people can feel that through their talent, through their skills, through their knowledge, they can be able to acquire something and have a living. And that will only happen through a revolution where we'll bring a system that works, a system that recognizes merit, a system that does not look at you as a kissy, but looks at you as Doro, the lady who is qualified to do something. Because look at the beautiful programs that you have. One, that you have organized comedians around to earn a living. Look at the beautiful program that you've introduced where I do not necessarily have to go and see a doctor, but through my phone, I can be able. But ask yourself, what has the government of the day done to enable you as a young person to raise that and make it sellable to the rest of the country? Because the beautiful thing that we have, we are around 52 million Kenyans. If you build a system through that an application, and let's say 20 million Kenyans can download it and use it, that is wonderful. You have actually employed yourself, and you will have employed like 10 young people. Look at what the European people have managed to do with this corona thing. And I was looking at Canada and Germany, the way they have done. They have done it through grants, they have done through taxes, and they have done it through rent. The government of Canada and the government of Germany highlighted and gave out grants to small, medium enterprise businesses in terms of grants that you will access these grants, but you will not pay more interest when you are paying back. You will just return the money after corona and the business has stabilized. They have gone ahead, suspended taxes for these small businesses, and have gone ahead, suspended rent for a certain period through a negotiation with the business owners. In Kenya, the government cannot do that, because who are the landlords? They are the senior government official. What do? They influence policy at the top level through trickle down, so that wanyanyase mwananchi wa kawaida. Instead of helping mwananchi wa kawaida, au wananyanyasa. Look at the big businesses that are booming in this country. Look at Safaricom. Safaricom is a good example of bottom up. When Safaricom was introduced in this country and it was cancelled, airtime was 1,000 bob. Today, you can get airtime of 5 bob.
Hey.
That is bottom up. They have realized that the people who are using these services, they are at the bottom of the pyramid. But how do you interrogate all these beautiful ideas so that we can implement? Through having a conversation with those people who have offered themselves for this elective position. Look through this conversation. Let us have a social contract with them for 5 good years and be able to assess if they have delivered. For you believe they have not delivered, they should go home. Let's have new people in place.
Who is Jubilee? Anyway, bunga la mwenye
Do you
nchi.
agree?
Tunafungua bunga la mwenye nchi, nambari 0779-800-010. Bunga la mwenye nchi 0779-800-010. 0779-800-010. Aya, simu ikiingia na kuinterrupt. Aya.
Do you agree that we're one big happy party? Do you agree? Based on my... Yes, we are.
We are not a one big happy family for simple reason that some of us have issues.
No, but right now, based on the parties that we have, UDA, I mean, unless I come up with a party today, that will be totally different, because I will not be part of government. I'll not be part of UDA, because all these, ODM, Tanga, Jubilee, UDA, Hustler Nation, all those is one party, because the deputy president and the president, they're the ones running this country. So hatuna parties, hata hakuna opposition, hatuna.
Haya, bunga la mwenye nchi.
Good morning, Gerard.
Good morning to you, sir.
Yeah, this is Martin Wari from Kasarani.
Jambo Martin.
Salama sana.
Habari ya kasa?
Kasarani ni kuzuri.
Ehe, nimewaletea watu wazungu leo wa Diaspora. Meet your new president, Madam Doro.
Yeah, always. Sisi tunakuwa ready kuonana na kila mtu. Yeah. Sasa, I think you know this conversation about bottom-up economic model, yeah?
Yeah.
This is not a conversation that is about to go away.
Joga lenda amesema hata Safaricom kwa bottom up. Sijui kama ni ukweli ama ni fitna.
Nimeona because essentially if people have to get it right in this country, then the majority of people in this country have to be in the equation. We live in this country and we all know the people or the demographics that has been neglected when you talk in economic terms, yeah? So these people who are, who live below the poverty line, the people who are looking for employment, people who are not assured of tomorrow, if things were to worsen today,
Yeah.
the people who would go back to the rural areas, people who cannot in the US, they say they survive paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah.
So we have to focus on those people. We have to focus on those people who have no jobs.
Okay.
But we all know that, Gerard, in the last couple of years, businesses have not been doing well.
Sure.
People have no jobs. And the economy is basically in the ICU. Maybe it is in the HDU. So the issue of this economic conversation that we are having, we must not, be simplistic about it. And we also must not delegitimize the conversation.
Okay.
What we need to do is to bring competing ideas so that in South Africa they say that, so at the end of the day, what wins is the most practical model to implement. And if you must win this conversation in such a platform that we are having, let it be won on superior logic.
Okay. Kila mtu akuje na yake, hata Doro akuje na yake sasa.
Don't just attack something and you have no alternative.
Okay.
Bring yours, then contrast with what has been suggested, and then let us interrogate the merits and the practicability of those competing ideas.
Okay. Vitu mbili.
Attack something, yeah?
Vitu mbili ingine. Oka Alliance na Matiang'i. Doro amesema Matiang'i for president.
Sasa unajua, you don't just wake up today and you say that you want to be president. In let me say this,
When are you supposed
and I want you to understand me.
Yeah.
In Ghana, there is one time that they were having this conversation. I think it was in 2016 when John Mahama was defeated by Nana Akufo-Addo. And there was a conversation about going to the Supreme Court, and one person remarked and said, any idiot can go to court. Any person can wake up in this country and say, I want to be president. I mean, that is his democratic right. But, running for president and being elected president is a serious affair. So that is where we say, jokers aside, they should move away. So the way I see it, there are only two serious presidential candidates going into 2022. We would want to have more. But the only people who have the seriousness, who have the wherewithal, who have the support on the ground to mount a serious presidential campaign is only, Right Honorable Raila Odinga and Deputy President William Ruto. I mean, the rest can try their hand, but it is not very feasible for them. So let us not, soil this conversation by bringing an entities like Fred Matiang'i. I mean, Fred Matiang'i, he can try, but I don't see him winning. So in terms of Oka, mimi mambo ya Oka nilimaliza sasa kuongea mambo ya Oka. Oka aje tu niachane nayo.
Yeah, Martin. Na urudi bana next week
tuongee. Lastly,
yes sir.
I want to comment about the lady guest that you have in studio today.
Anaitwa EGH Honorable GHC KCC Doro.
Yeah, okay. Those are good prefixes. That's okay. But I just want to say, this government has been such a disservice to this country. And I really want to dissuade people from just being excited about brick and mortar stuff. Brick and mortar stuff do not translate into dignity to people. Any project, any program, any investment that you do, Gerard, there must be a positive correlation in terms of affecting issues of poverty, job creation, eradicating the burden of disease, and so on and so forth. Okay. I mean, let us not be excited by this, brick and mortar stuff if they do not contribute to improving the dignity of people. So that is where I want to leave it. When itafute nikuje pia tuongee hapo kidogo. Yeah.
Nunua lunch naweza patikana sana.
Na sawa lunch tunasikia kuna fuliza, tunaweza tukafuliza.
Fuliza bwana. Lazima tusaidie. Wewe nunua lunch. Sitaki kusema sana Martin Warui. Okay. Thank you so much for having you day.
Okay.
Haya, 0779 Bungela mwenye nchi iko wazi, nambari ni 0779 naona kuna simu nimemiss hapa. Nashuku ni jamaa wangu wa Nyeri. Ana wapi? Nambari yako inaisha na 27. Bungela mwenye nchi iko wazi 0779 Kuna comments hapa. Okay. Doro for president. Cleveland Otieno, tell Doro Matiang'i is the last person you want with the powers of the state because he's arrogantly rude. Any person who disobeys a court order just because he's a cabinet secretary is not a solution. Remember, we have a case on the Ruaraka land which has been suppressed. Ask yourselves why. Professor Kivuta Kibwana is a flip-flopper. Kwanza amesema election should be postponed. Kivuta Kibwana. Kivuta Kibwana is a flip-flopper and would buckle to the pressures of lobbyists and private sectors. Under Nusumkate government, the DP Ruta was voted as the best performing minister in both agriculture and higher education docket. From what Jesus says to the Pharisees who wanted to stone the lady for prostitution, he who has not sinned, let them cast the first stone. Jeremiah Rotich, and some small advice to those who want to run for presidency now need to have money, financial muscle. Those cartels will eat you life. Only Dr. Ruta can. Okay. Emmanuel Tibai nakuona anasema another UDA kazi ni kazi. Asante sana Emmanuel. Martini Binot anasema democracy does not facilitate election of good leaders because democracy allows the poor, rich, young, old, wise, foolish, informed, misinformed, and all other forms of diversities to vote based on their personal interest and biases. Hey. Wow. Okay. Martini. That's a tackle. Anyway, Charles James anasema up one day mama akuwe rais wa Kenya. El Paso Law. Doro for president. Sisi hapa tuko na Doro. Yes, Mwenda anasema Doro is talking about his utopia. There's nothing like new leaders in governance. Also, she should keenly read the history of Kibwana to know his true history. Alberta Nyakundi Petla anasema you guys look great. My regards to Doro. Asante sana. Manuel Tanda watching from Nairobi. Asante sana ndugu yangu Manuel Tibai. Cleveland Otieno. I believe Doro is too progressive for Kenya. And quite right. But if anything is to happen, then only a miracle would suffice. Some of these guys were in power while I was still in my diapers. And they ain't going anywhere. All right. And you've given enough, bro. Don't give up, bwana. Where's the joy? Mungu ni mengi ya kuku ni mayai. Jeremiah Rotich, Kenyan's revolution is a continuous process. Where we are now, we see it coming. The journey has started. An economic revolution is going to get momentum. And bottom up is a spice. Let us believe in small beginnings. Even Mzee Mwai Kibaki was nothing when he was the VP. But just see changes he brought after he became president. They are good people, not all the bad. Even Dindi Nyoro is a performer. Aya. Samuel Ocheng anasema following from Kisumo. Asante sana tu wa Kisumo. Let me try and read the comments on tusikie Mkenya anasemaje. Bunge la Mwananchi.
Hello. Bunge la Mwananchi.
Bunge la Mwananchi habari yake?
Nzuri sana. Jeremiah Rotich kutoka Qatar.
Jeremiah, mambo habari ya Qatar?
Mzuri sana, we are fine.
All right.
Yeah.
Leta habari tuambie.
Conversation ambaye I've been seeing is it's nice.
Yes.
Pongezi sana.
Asante sana ndugu yangu.
Okay, about change revolution ambayo inakuja Kenya hii. Yes.
Hey.
Ni kwamba the change is coming.
Okay.
And we are optimistic that Kenyans will buy this change of economic revolution.
All right.
Because if Kenyans are not going to stand up and really say enough is enough, we won't change, then there will be no change.
Okay.
As we can see now, other countries who are with us in those years, in 1964, we were at the same level, but now they are far. It is the leaders who stood and brought that change. It is the people who stood up and joined those people ambao wanaonekana kwamba they can change the country.
Okay.
It is a small beginning that can change our country.
Asante sana ndugu yangu Jeremiah. Nasalimia watu Qatar. Thank you so much. Bunge la Mwananchi simu ya mwisho. Bunge la Mwananchi jambo.
Jambo sana Bitok, Maina hapa.
Maina, uga.
Wako.
Habari ya uko nyumbani?
Mbaya, habari ya Dorothy.
Ako hapa, rais.
Habari ya kijana Murembe.
OGW.
Jambo.
Mtu wako bakuja hapa.
Niko mzima.
Kabisa. Sasa Doro, this is Kenya. For you.
I like that.
Eh? In Kenya, we don't have a government. We have beef in government. Yeah?
And do we have what in government?
We have beef in government.
Where is it?
Beasts.
Where is this?
Okay.
Yeah? So, that Doro, you're supposed to understand. When you're saying Matiang'i is a hard-headed, cannot even honor court order. When you're talking tuchague?
Kenya, this time we need Kichwangumu. We need somebody who's going to run with Kichwangumu to help us.
No, we don't need a dictator. We need someone, young person, we can sit down and argue points.
Yeah.
Someone like you. We sit down, we talk. Tulitoka huko wakati ilikuwa idamini.
Are you endorsing me?
Yes, I can. You're
Please
young.
do.
Yeah, we don't want those old wazee. Let them go home. They are the same monkeys trying to change a forest.
Doro for president.
Yeah, it's all right. We need young people. Watu wako na vision. Si watu wanakaa hapo ndio protect mali yao.
Okay.
But you cannot tell us we are launching malaria things down there. COVID is killing people here. Hakuna oxygen. Yes. Enda na huku Baringo. People are dying because of snake bite. Hakuna hata antidote.
Okay. Lakini at least nyoka wa Baringo su ambao wanatembeleanga marehemu kikufa.
Wanatembeleanga lakini you know what I'm saying. Dispensary is there. We don't have dawas. Ndio. And we know Kemsa's card belongs to who? Yeah, very well. Ndio.
Yes, sir.
Unaenda kufungua hospitali huna madaktari. You just have a building. Ya nini? Misplaced priorities with this government.
Okay.
Hapo ndio tumefika. When the law says that the president is going this way, deputy is going this way. Why do I have to be loyal to you when una incite watu against me? Yeah?
Okay.
Why do I have to be loyal?
Haya, swala nyeti.
It is two-way traffic, si ndio?
Okay.
Heshima ni kuheshimiana, si ndio? Ni kuheshimiana, si ndio?
Okay.
So try to tell our Doro there, then we get this to
Excellency.
Jana Murembe. Young people. We need more young people with ideas, vision for this country. We don't need thieves in government. Wazee kwa nini wanataka kukuwa hapo miaka na miaka? Why? Ask yourself.
Okay.
Kwa nini wanataka kuwa, they want there to be there to be re-elected for years and years? What for?
Na tuko najua kalenda hapa.
Okay. Kwa nini tusichague mtu kama huyo?
Asante sana.
Kama tupea watu tunajua majina zao? No, we don't need.
Okay, thank you my brother.
Tired. Thank you Bito.
Asante ndugu yangu, na siku njema. Simu ya mwisho, bunge la mwenye nchi. Bunge la mwenye nchi. Yeah, ameenda. Alafu ukipiga simu, uweze jisikiza alafu tena uongee. Hizo ni vitu mbili tofauti. Tunafunga kiosk. Nataka nianze na Arama pale. Arama, jambo. Endelea na mazungumzo yako kidogo.
Bwana Bitok.
Leo mambo imekuwa moto sana, but I appreciate our discussion. Again, and I challenge KHALENDE like his friend Areba yesterday. I haven't heard him talking about his leadership philosophy. Utaongea bottom up na kila kitu, but if you don't have a philosophy, how are you going to lead the country? What is your vision? Yeah, I understand. The economy is part of it, but what is your overall vision of the country? How are you going to tackle corruption? How are you going to make sure that the police is not a political arm of the current government in power?
Okay.
When you disagree, watu wanakuja na kuchapa rungu kwa nyumba. How are you going to assure that the roads are safe?
Okay.
People, how are we going to enforce the law where everybody respects and obeys the law? It's not selective.
Okay.
How are we going to make sure that our doctors and our nurses are paid well and paid on time? Sio kulipa watu ati wabunge kwanza alafu unawacha madaktari hawana mshahara. Those are the things I need to hear. Yes, tell to me, wacha kuniambia bottom up kila siku. No, bottom up is one piece. We have so many other problems, yeah? So to me, those are the things I would like to hear being addressed more and being talked about more.
Okay.
These are the things. How are we going to measure UDA success when they come into power, if they come to power?
Jubilee walisema stadium tunawamesha na stadium na laptop, they failed. So we have a scorecard that we can fail them on or pass them on. And they have failed already, no question.
Okay.
But now the next government, whoever is running for office, these are the things that we need actually to ask these people. Tell us, what is your plan? Wacha kutuambia mambo ya ati jenga Kenya buy Kenya, jenga Kenya. Yes, okay. What are we talking about? Can you be specific? Okay. So that we get to a point whereby we are actually engaging our political system to the benefit of the citizens, not to the benefit of individuals.
Okay.
We need to declare mutual ati contract tenders zinapatianwa and then hii vitu inagawanywa tu hapo kwa meza among the committee members. Wewe unaambia wewe chukua hii, mimi nitachukua in the next tender, and then the money disappears. How can you be building a dam and the first thing you supply ni towels na vikombe ya chai?
Unajua lazima wafanyikazi waoge baada ya kukunywa chai.
Lakini wafanyikazi hata wako kwa kiwanja kwanza
wanakuja.
Hata wachaonekana. Jameni. So these are the things we really need to ask. And we need actually to put two things that I want to hear the next candidates, the next government talking about. Special codes for corruption.
Okay.
And change the laws whereby corruption is dealt with effectively. Hii mambo ya mtu anafungwa for 5 years na umeiba 600 million, na unapigwa fine ya 1 million, unatumia hiyo 600 uliiba, unapeana 1 million,
unabaki na 599. Mathematics.
Yeah, and you should return all the money plus interest.
Okay.
We make it painful for corruption, then we are going to deal with it. Hata ukisema mambo ati eliminate cartels, you can't eliminate shadows.
Okay.
Fix the problems, and fixing the problem is putting laws that are going to be effective. Na hii mambo watu wanaenda kotini, mtu anasema ati ninaenda kuweka kesi ati nisikuwe prosecuted. Why are you stopping prosecution? I don't understand how a judge can stop somebody from being prosecuted. Okay. Let them come and defend themselves. If they need time to prepare their defense, be given time. But you should not stop justice process for people.
Anticipatory bail. Okay. Sawa Rama. Naona tubaki na dakika moja tu peke yake. Acha nirudi kwenye studio nipe hawa nafasi. Alafu ndakuja. Haya, nianza nawe Doro ama unaonaje?
Uliza maswali.
Okay. Haya. Tunaendelea kufunga kiosk, so mambo yako ya mwisho. Kama mtukufu rais before you untie us.
I think my points were very straightforward. And hiyo kitu ya mimi kurun for president is of course I can't say I'm 100% ready. But at this point, with the options that we are being given, then I will.
Okay. We'll start with the percentage you have.
Yeah. So Kenya, tafadhali wacha tuamke, tuchanuke. Let us stop picking the same people. Let us look outside, people who have not even been in leadership. Kama munapiga makelele ati Matiang'i is not the right person, though I still believe deep down my heart in the current government we have is one of the people who has shown us what he has done.
Okay.
Think, Wakenya, let us think kabisa, because we are making the same mistakes every 5 years. I keep on saying 4 years because of where I come from. Every 5 years we're making the same mistakes. Na haitatusaidia. So let us think. And our deputy president, I'm not against you. To me, you are my deputy president. That's what I know.
Okay.
And congratulations for the UDA win. And that UDA win is actually also congratulations to Jubilee and all the other parties, because we are one big happy party until it's proven otherwise. That's all I have to say for the day.
All right. Nilikuwa na jamaa kwa simu anakuja akiruka, jamaa wa 23. Na kama nambari yako inaisha na 7. Dadhalo ukipiga simu kaa kwa laini. unapiga simu unasikia story tunachomoka. When you call him, please stay on the line, because also sometimes when you call him we're having a conversations going, so ukipiga simu unakaa kwa line, so piga simu, kaa kwa line, nitamaliza na wewe. Johalend.
Yes, Gerard, I want to go on record and state that I'm always honored to be here.
I appreciate
for simple things, or for a simple thing is this. I'm inspired today. I've been challenged, I've been schooled, and above all, I've been motivated by the way Kenyans are looking at issues objectively. Mtu anakukosoa, anakupiga tako, na tunasonga mbele. And that's actually the conversation that we must encourage Kenyans to have. Because today in the morning, nikishuka pale, nikibrush kiatu, there were two bodaboda guys hapo walikuwa wanaargue. Mwingine alikuwa anaambia mwenzake, ambia mtu hako atuombe msamaha. Sisi wa Kenya kwanza ndio tujue kama tutamchagua. Na huyu mwingine anauliza, lakini nyinyi si ati mkishinda hii kiti moja mnaanza kupiga kifua. That tells you that Kenyans are listening, Kenyans know what is going on, and Kenyans are informed. But the most important thing and the fundamental thing is that we need to dismantle this political elite class that we have in this country. Because for a very long time, they have organized and done politics to the effect that they come up with government policies that favors their big businesses.
Okay.
At the end of the day, Kenyans do not have anything on their table. When power will go back to Kenyans, Kenyans will be able to organize themselves politically and go ahead to organize themselves economically to lead into prosperity.
Okay.
And above all, constitutionalism is not it's not a stumbling block, or it's not an obstacle to governance. It's actually what ties and assists the common mwananchi to get services from government.
All right.
So government should not look at the constitution as a stumbling block.
As an inconvenience.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Mkenya ambaye yuko kwa line, jambo bunge la mwananchi. Nimaliza na wewe.
Hello.
Habari yake?
Nzuri sana.
Leta habari ndugu. Naongea na nani?
Mimi naitwa Ronald.
Ronald, niambie dadi.
Habari ya bunge la mwananchi.
Sio mbaya ndugu yangu. Nataka tusikize sauti yako. Wasemaje?
Nimesikia mjadala mnasema ati mnataka Matiang'i akuwe rais.
Doro ndiye amesema. Mimi nataka Doro. Na Doro anataka Matiang'i. Ona hii chain ile inaenda.
To the president, but for Matiang'i, is drunk now with the temporary power of the CS.
Yes.
If he will be the president, he will be a drunkard.
Zaidi.
Huyo atakuwa president mwenye amelewa zaidi.
Hata Doro akuongelesha. Doro, ongea na Ronald.
Ronald.
Yes.
In my opinion,
yes,
you're saying he's drunk right now with power. The question is he performing? Angalia education mali alifikisha. Angalia mali yuko saizi. He's performing as much as he's drunk. Let him come in there drunk, but perform and change this country. We do need somebody who is no nonsense. Go ahead.
1, 2, 3 in education that he has done, so that we can say he has done something good.
Oh, so you want to tell me you really did not see Matiang'i's work when he was Minister for Education? Is that what you're saying? That he's living on up to now?
Somebody who did that job is Senor Kipsang. It's not him. He's just a politician here who runs from here to here.
Okay, so I've just noticed actually you're not objective, and with that I would not really have a lot of answers to give you, because when you look at facts,
yes,
then you will not miss to see what work Matiang'i did in the Ministry of Education and what he's doing up to now. And Kenyans, the reason why I'm picking him right now is Kenyans tuko na vichwa ngumu. When I say that, I put myself there. Tuko na vichwa ngumu. We are not easy people to manage. We ran our president out of social media because hata hatuna heshima. Kazi yetu tu ni kutukana president. Look at other countries, they don't do that. The only time I saw a president being insulted and atakatolewa social media was in America, but that was a special, that had to be done. That was a special event. Sasa hapa nyumbani, this is, let me tell you, let me finish my point, then I listen to you. When you tell me right now that Matiang'i did not do anything in education, then to me, you're not being objective and you're not being factual.
You could have told me that Matiang'i did 1, 2, 3. Then I concur with you. Hello?
Hey, anakusikia Ronald.
Nakusikia.
Haraka maliza masamba.
So you highlight what Matiang'i has done in education. So, but if you say Matiang'i has performed in education, in security, docket, when you are cursing people and humiliating the opposite side, you are performing.
Okay. Sawa Roni.
So, thank you.
Asante ndugu yangu, tuonane kesho kwenye sheria wiki.
Sawa.
Haya, kwa na siku njema. Haya, naona umetackle Doro, my president. Yani Doro, mimi nakusupport na support mtu mwingine. Ndaka inyororo tuifikisha wapi. Haya, Benjamin Kiptwara sama Matiang'i is drunk with temporary power. DC Chemchoro from Baringo is true. Nyoka inatembelea marehemu. Okay, basi Njuguna is overrated. Look at what is currently happening in the security sector. Are Kenyans more secure today? All right. Martini, because a genuine leader in Kenyan political system should be extremely intelligent, be able to compete with all other fake politicians on various grounds, like financial muscle, communication skills, energy, financial muscle, etc. That's why we have to choose the best from those already at the top. Getting a totally new person never works because the democracy process is expensive and takes time, especially for presidential elections. Ronnie Kiggs, good to see you, and some greetings. Takol, good to see you. I believe not, this is what President George Washington said in his farewell address. However, political parties may now and then answer popular ends. They are likely in the course of time and things become potent engines by which cunning, ambitious and unprincipled men will be enabled to subvert the power of the people and to usurp for themselves the reins of government, destroying afterwards the very engines which have lifted them to unjust dominion. Okay? Roni Ramirez Koech, Matiang'i can be drunk. Mwajana Matiang'i sasa. Cleveland Otieno, after all is said and done, we remember President Lincoln's Gettysburg Address, that government of the people, by the people, for the people shall not perish. Shall not perish for what? From the earth. Okay? To Doro, Matiang'i is a populist and I always wonder what reforms he did in education, what has done in security. But storming schools and castigating school heads in public without follow-up on the same was for the media. All right. It's been a pleasure having you, Doro. Asante sana kwa kuja all the way from America. Yani ulitoka America kwa kuja Tackle. Mungu ni mwema. Joel Alama. See you, chairman. Kia Kalende. Mushandu amesema commentaries. Amesema mtumie kitu ama ujue. Utajua malenga ni mboga. Amesema mtumie kitu ama atachoma jina huko atamaliza.
Malenga ni mzuri.
Asante sana kwa kupanda ndege kuja Tackle. We appreciate you. Doro for president. Leo ni madola tupo. This is a Tackle and it ends now. Bye bye and see you tomorrow on Sheria Wiki.